Hey, it's Tuck Taylor, and I'm the head mental performance coach at the Neuro-Visual Lab in Clearwater, Florida, where our mission is to get you wired to win. Today, we're going to talk about one of our favorite cognitive tools, the vector ball. So a couple things we like about the vector ball. One, the ridges. So the ridges provide some unpredictability in the way the ball bounces, which helps simulate more game time situations for our athletes. The second thing that we like is that it flashes 3 different colors, red, green, and blue. This allows the practitioner to associate different movements with those colors. So that helps train the athlete's ability to make decisions, and also it helps increase their total cognitive capacity while doing the drill. One of the base level drills that we like to do here with the vector ball is called the wall toss drill. Pretty simple. So what the athlete's gonna do, they're gonna toss the ball against the wall. Depending on what color flashes, depends on which hand they're gonna catch the ball with. So for instance, if it bounces red, they'll catch it with their right hand. If it bounces green, they'll catch it with their left hand. If it bounces blue, they'll catch it with both hands. Check it out. So once your athlete's gotten pretty proficient at the base level wall toss drill, there's a couple of different things that you as a practitioner can do to help level that drill up or progress it. The first thing you can do is add a number association to each color. So for instance, red can equal 1, blue can equal 2, green will equal 3. And what you'll have your athlete do is toss the ball against the wall. They'll still have to catch the ball in the appropriate hand, but they'll have to say the number that's associated with that color before they catch the ball. So if I toss the ball against the wall and it flashes red, I have to say 1 before I catch the ball. If it flashes green, I have to say 3 before I catch the ball. If I throw the ball against the wall and it flashes blue, I have to say 2 before I catch the ball. Again, this helps increase the amount of decisions per drill, which overall is going to help increase their total cognitive capacity. Here we go. 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. All right, so our last progression is pretty tough. We call it cognitive math. So what we're gonna do, we're sticking with the same rules as the previous progression. So red still equals right hand in the number 1, blue still equals both hands in number 2, and green still equals left hand in number 3. But now the practitioner is gonna yell out a number, either 1, 2, or 3, before I throw the ball off the wall. And what I have to do now is add whatever number they say to the number that's associated with the color that bounces off the wall, and say that sum total before I catch the ball. I know it sounds a little complicated, but basically this is how it works. So if I toss the ball off the wall and the practitioner says 1 and the ball flashes red, I have to catch the ball in my right hand and say 2, all right? Because the red equals 1, the practitioner said 1, 1 plus 1 equals 2. All right, so this, again, this is adding a lot more decisions, a lot more complexity to the drill, which is gonna allow the athlete to expand their cognitive capacity to even higher levels. All right, so red is 1, blue is 2, green is 3. Coach is gonna call the number out. I have to add the 2 numbers together before I catch the ball.
1, 3,
6,
2,
3,
1,
3,
3,
4,
2,
3,
1,
2,
3,
6,
2,
4,
1,
4,
1.
4. The next drill that we do here at the Neuro-Visual Lab is probably one of our favorite. It's actually a drill that we actually created here in the Neuro-Visual Lab, and we call it Taylor switches. So the reason why we love this drill, because it includes a huge impulse control component, working memory, and also hand-eye coordination. So you're getting a lot of different cognitive functions that you're training with this drill, and it's a very, very compact, dense drill, meaning that there's a lot of decisions that the athlete has to make with each repetition. All right, so to execute this drill, you're gonna need 2 vector balls. You're gonna bounce the vector balls on the floor. Now, for this drill, if you see a single red, you're gonna do what's called a cross switch, all right? If you don't see a single red, you just catch the balls normally when you bounce them off the ground. All right, so what this does is provide a little bit of an impulse control component and also quick and high speed decision making, because once you see that single red, you have to pop, catch those balls as fast as possible. All right, so for the Taylor switches, you want to have your athlete get in about a quarter squat position, all right? And first, I always have the athletes just warm up by just bouncing the balls regular. All right, so not necessarily trying to switch it all. Again, the ridges sometimes will cause the balls to bounce different ways. Just get acclimated, all right? Then have the athlete just work on switching. So they're not switching on any particular color. They're just switching, working on the technique of switching, quick. All right, next, start the denominating task. So I'm gonna switch on single red. Here we go. All right, so once your athlete starts to develop some proficiency at the Taylor switches, there's a couple other ways that you can progress the drill, all right? Simple way is just to add another color denominating task. So what we like to do is we'll say red and then double blue. So those will be the 2 cues on where you'll switch. So what usually happens is the athlete's mind gets stuck on just looking for a single red. When the next task flashes, usually there's a hesitation there. All right, so again, we're adding more decisions, more impulse control. This is a very dense progression to the Taylor switches. So another progression that we like to use using the Taylor switches, we call it high-low. So high-low, before you start that drill, you have to associate a numerical value to each color. So red will be 1, blue will be 2, green will be 3. All right, so the athlete has to bounce the balls on the floor. They quickly have to read which number is higher. The higher number has to go in the right hand. The lower number has to go in the left hand. So depending on the order of the numbers, the athlete might have to switch catch, or they might have to just catch it normal. So adding the high-low stimulus to the drill increases the complexity of it, which forces the athlete to process the information really fast, which in turn, like we talked about before, is going to increase their cognitive capacity. All right, so for our last and final drill, it's Taylor switches off the wall, and this drill is tough. I have very few athletes that can get this done on a consistent basis. One of the things that makes it tough is that now you're throwing the ball off the wall, and you're standing about maybe like 3 or 4 feet away from the wall, but the return off the wall is a lot quicker than the floor, so you have less time to make that decision. So your decision making has to be very fast. So basically, you're gonna throw the balls off the wall at the same time. If you see a single red, you're gonna switch catch, all right? And you just do that repeatedly over and over and over again. Again, this is high on the complexity scale. You're not making a lot of decisions on this one, but you have to make fast decisions. All right, so for this one, I'm just gonna switch when I see a single red. It's going off the wall, so it's quick decision making.